Shameless Season 2 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important, if you aren't caught up to the point where I am rewatching or watching Shameless, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description for you. If that happens to be the case and you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And while I never did reviews of this show before on this channel, I did do a series finale rant when the series finale aired. So if you want to check that out and you've watched every single episode of Shameless, click right there. With about 20 seconds left in this video, the end screen, you'll be able to hear my thoughts and complaints after watching the Shameless series finale. But this would be Shameless Season 2, Episode 5. The title of this episode is called Father's Day. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode a few days ago. Carl has rented Frank's room out to get money for the Squirrel Fund. We believe it's a prostitute as well. Fiona's going to a wedding with Richard. Jody makes Frank breakfast. Well, that was thoughtful of Jody. Knock at the door for Sheila. Cops are downstairs. They found Eddie dead at the bottom of Lake Michigan. Jody tells Karen her dad is dead, but Karen just wants Jody to get his dick hard so she can suck it. Wow. Debbie asks Carl to tell her what Hank is like. Fiona talks to Lip about Karen being pregnant, talking to him about the odds it's his kid, because Karen gets around and like, okay, it's this many people. What's the percentage chance? Frank checks in on Sheila again, tells her even Osama came out of his cave. Ooh. V's not happy that Ethel is going out with Malik. Debbie wanted to wear one of Fiona's shirts, and Fiona's like, no. Lip tells Frank that Karen's pregnant. Ethel tells Malik having his other wife's... Ethel tells Malik that Clyde had his other wives hold Ethel down while he had sex with her. I messed that whole line up there. I don't know why I typed it backwards in my notes, so that's why I had trouble reading that. Lip goes to talk to Karen. She mentions to Lip her and Jody are getting hitched. Fiona goes to meet Richard. She tells him she lives in the nice area when in fact she lives in the shitty area. And he actually gets her a nice pearl necklace. Karen tells Sheila that she hated her dad. Sheila tells Karen she's going to have the best grandkid ever. Frank gets arrested due to his video with Karen. Oh no. V's following Kev around, thinking he's up to something. Fiona kisses Richard, and the wedding's about to start, because he's like, so are we going to do, I kind of hoped we would, and, I just wanted you to be interested. And Fiona's like, who said I'm not? I think that's what she says. Holly comes over to the Gallagher house. She may have left her lucky pair of panties or underwear with Lip. Well, she didn't get a chance to take them off, because Lip kind of kicked her out of his room really quick once he realized who he was in the room with. Debbie's wearing makeup. Haven't seen them, she says. Asks Holly how she looks, and Holly says like she'll be a virgin for the rest of her life. In the surprising turn of events, Frank is actually released from police custody. Kev gets home and V says get naked now, and at this point I took like a long break, so don't know if anything will get screwed up for the rest of the review, but I took a long break until I finished watching the episode. Kev is about to get his dick cut off with hedge trimmers, and tells V he hired a tutor to help him learn how to read. And that's why he went to see this chick that V had followed him. So V leaves. Frank gets to Sheila's place and now knows what happened with him, or wants to know what happened with him. He finds out that Karen told the police that she was raped, or she raped Frank, I should say. I'm having trouble reading all of a sudden. So she tells the police that she actually took advantage of Frank, which kind of seemed like it was the case when it happened, although Frank was obviously enjoying it, what he shouldn't have. And Frank tells Karen, thank you. She tells Frank, thanks for taking out my dad. So it was all a ploy to get her dad irate enough where he would, well, yeah, wow. Richard's friend confronts Fiona about going to college, and Fiona says that she's not an escort, because he implied that she was an escort and that she was working. So Fiona gives the necklace back to Richard, says she didn't go to Princeton, and she will get a cab. And Richard apologizes to Fiona and says he can take her home. He doesn't care about that guy. He's a douchebag. Karen and Lip have another altercation/fight. Lip says eventually Karen will sleep with Jody's father, and that really got Karen mad. Colonel McNally shows up to see Ian personally, but he's actually there to see Lip, as he thinks that Lip is the one that wants to go to West Point. Debbie goes to Mandy Malkovich's place and wants her to make her look like her. Lip and Ian start to fight in the bathroom area because Ian was calling Karen a whore, and Ian tells Lip he'll get into West Point on his own, and Ian actually kind of wins that fight as Lip is left in the bathtub with the shower on, and V tells Kev they turned out okay. Frank sees the detective, and she tells Frank she knows Frank's responsible for Eddie Jackson's death at the barbecue for Eddie. Hank gives Debbie flowers that were initially for Holly, but since she was not able to get them, he gave them to Debbie. Lip smarts off to a guy at the barbecue and gets his ass kicked because of that. It's like Lip needs to get beat up to cope with shit, it seems like, in this series. Malik tells Ethel he talked to his pops and Clyde is killed in prison. Okay. Richard drops Fiona off at her house, the Gallagher house, and then we have Jimmy Steve is back. He missed the party. Remember, Fiona had left him a message about Debbie's party, and Jimmy Steve asks Fiona if Tony was around. He tells Fiona, she looks great, by the way, and then Fiona walks into the house as Jimmy Steve walked to his car and left. And then Karen visits Eddie's grave. She pisses on his grave to end the episode. So pretty good stuff here. This episode I'm going to score an 8.3 out of 10. I have to give some characters of the episode. Our female character of the episode is going to be Fiona. And our male character of the episode is going to be Lip. Could be other people. Those were just my quick initial thoughts. So you've heard what I have to say. Now, it's your turn. If you're a fan of Shameless and want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please don't forget to smash that like button, share the video with anybody you know, or put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of Shameless. What would you score it? Who would be your male and female character of the episode? Remember to check out my Shameless series finale rant right there if you've watched all the episodes of Shameless. And last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel. You're watching the video anyway. Join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.